Can you see my screen?
It's loading.
Okay.
We can see it now.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's take the Toastmaster promise in the count of 2. 1, 2. As a member of Toastmaster International and my club,
I promise
to attend club meeting regularly,
To prepare all
projects
to the best of my ability, basing them on Toastmasters education program,
to
to
prepare
prepare for and fulfill
meeting
assignment, to provide
fellow members
members
Evaluation.
evaluation,
help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club
as member
when called upon
to do so,
to treat my fellow members and our guests with respect and courtesy,
courtesy,
to bring guests to club meetings so they can
Club meetings
see
so
the
they can see the
benefits
benefits Toastmasters
membership offered, to adhere to the guidelines for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters
activities.
All right, thank you very much. Without further ado, we've spent a lot of time trying to set up. I would like to call the president of Lighthouse Prestige to the virtual attend to give us his featured speech. Toastmaster Salim Mohammed is a public speaking and influence coach. He helps people to find a voice to they can give the client they can give clients and target audience phenomenal presentation. He loves football. With a resounding round of applause, let me try and welcome Team Toastmaster Team Salim Mohammed to the virtual attend.
Thank you. Yes,
okay.
Toastmaster
Okay.
I will give you justice.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was thinking. Thank you. Over to you.
No problem. So my name is Abubakar Gimba, and I'm the secretary of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. During the course of this speech, when you hear me say I, it means I, the president, because I'm speaking on behalf of the president. When you hear me say we, I mean we, the cabinet of the president. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's edition of the meeting. I would like to welcome all Toastmasters role players and guests, our distinguished guests. We have quite a number today. Today's theme is about relaxation. So today's theme is actually quite unique because this is something that we all need to hear, and this is something that we all need to do. For example, I love to eat and I love to sleep. These two things, I love it. Before this meeting, I was sleeping. When I woke up in the morning, I had a very nice breakfast before I started this meeting because, I can't come and die. For instance, when I started my job 5 years ago, I realized I was doing too much. I was a management trainee, right? And so when we come on, we were basically trained for management positions. So it involved us going to each and every department of the company to learn how to do things so that we can actually learn to fix everything in place, see the company as a jigsaw, so they can have one view of the whole valuation of the business. So we were going to units and we were given assignments and tasks and a lot of activities. And I decided that I was beginning to wear out, I started to get stressed. Stress was kind of ambiguous to me at the time, but I actually researched what stress meant. And it's basically just a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It's that simple. And so I was emotionally not available. I was dreading going to work in the morning. I had to go because I have to eat. But I was kind of stressed. And whenever I go, I have to basically just be out there, do jobs. And then I realized I need to start taking my mental health, my physical health seriously. And that was why I stumbled upon sleeping. I realized if I can sleep properly, if I can get 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night, the next day I would feel energetic and refreshed. And so this was my one method of relaxing. I realized, okay, if I can actually do that, I can do anything. And fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is what happened. I started sleeping for 7 hours and everything just changed. I woke up in the morning, I don't even get to. In fact, I was looking forward to going to work so that I would show them what I'm made of, because I slept. So it's very important for us to actually relax. The night is meant for us to rest. Don't go and be a night owl, the kind of person who sends messages at night. Yes, I'm talking to you. You know yourself. Those people that send messages late at night, sleep. When you sleep, you wake up in the morning and you are refreshed and then you are relaxed. Then the next thing is to eat. Actually, eating is, when you do it right, it's a form of relaxation, but don't overdo it. For instance, if I hadn't eaten this morning, I probably wouldn't be able to give this future speech. I probably even wouldn't be able to do it at all because I'll be thinking about food, right? And the last thing I want to stress today is there's something I found out called the 478 relaxation technique. It's just whenever you, in your day, when you're working or when you're doing what you do, you feel stressed or you feel tired, there's something you can do called the 478 breathing relaxation technique. So it goes like this. You inhale for 4 seconds, then you hold that breath for 7 seconds, then you make sure you exhale for 8 seconds. So 4, 7, 8. If you can do this 3 or 4 times in a day, that would help ease the physical tension in your body. It will help the blood flow in nicely, so you can feel a bit more relaxed in case you can't sleep. But it's advisable to take a 1 hour or 30-minute nap in the afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I have come to the end of my speech. Today, our theme is relax, and we would make sure we infuse that into the meeting. And to do that, who better to help us with that than the Toastmaster of the day? It gives me great pleasure in introducing the Toastmaster of the day today. She's a banker who joined Toastmasters in 2020, in October 2020, and she loves to dance. One of these days, during our meetings or during our break sessions, we would play music, and she would grace us with her styles. Who am I talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, please let us give a big, big applause to Toastmaster Korede Demola. Please take it away.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abubakar. I think that speech in itself was meant for me today. It has actually given me the leap to take on today's assignment as a Toastmaster of the day. So I have relaxed, I have done what you said we should do, and I'm going to go for it today. Yes, it's my first role today, but I think most of you would enjoy it if you just relax. I will be supported on this role today by our general evaluator, Timothy Awanowe, who joined Toastmaster in September 2020. He is a real estate consultant, and one of the things I love about his hobbies is that he loves cooking. I don't see too many Toastmasters with that. And he also loves surfing the internet. Please join me as I introduce General Evaluator Timothy Awanowe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster of the day. And good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I want to thank every one of us for showing up in this meeting. Today is a good day. Today is a wonderful day. Today is a cold day. Yeah, so my role as the general evaluator is to check the meeting and to evaluate it from the beginning to the end. And I won't be doing this alone. I have my collaborators here with me. And before I even call my collaborator, let me just add some saying to what TM Abubakar has said initially. Sometimes the best thing, sometimes the most productive thing one can do is just to relax, just sleep. You know, when you wake up, you will feel at your best. So moving on, let me start to call my my collaborators one by one. I will start with the timekeeper, who goes by the name TM Chibuzo Akubwe. TM Chibuzo Akubwe joined Toastmasters in February 2021. His hobbies include swimming, playing basketball, and reading. And I want to ask, TM Chibuzo, if I'm sure you're a good swimmer. If I'm drowning, would you be able to rescue me? Over to you, TM Chibuzo. Please explain your role.
Good morning, House. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, for that question, now I might not be as fit as I was when I was a lot younger. And then I was very fit and I had stamina. But for now, if there is a calamity in the water, I'll have to go for myself. That's what they say. So it will be very, very difficult for me to guarantee that right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So, once again, my name is Chibuzo. I will be your timekeeper for this meeting, and I will be monitoring the usage of time by each participant. Let me just quickly go over the rules. There are allotted time for each speaker. For the prepared speeches, the allotted time is between 5 to 7 minutes. And for the icebreaker speech, the allotted time is between 4 and 6 minutes. For the table topics, the allotted time is between 1 and 2 minutes. And for the evaluations, the allotted time is between 2 and 3 minutes. And so during the speeches, for the prepared speeches, at 5 minutes, I will flash the green card. At 6 minutes, I will flash the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will flash the red card. For the icebreaker, at 6 minutes, I will flash the green card. Sorry, at 4 minutes, I will flash the green card. And at 5 minutes, I will flash the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I will flash the red card. For the evaluations, at 2 minutes, I will flash the green card. At 2.5 minutes, I will flash the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will flash the red card. For the table topics, at 1 minute, I will flash the yellow card. At 1.5 minutes, I will flash, at 1 minute, I will flash the green card for the table topics. At 1.5 minutes, I will flash the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will flash the green card, the red card, sorry. I wish all participants success. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for explaining your role to us. And the next person I'm going to be calling is our counter. Our counter goes by the name TM Amber Okpa. TM Amber Okpa and TM Ayamba, or Amber as she has been called all along, joined Toastmasters in the year 2021. She's a technology consultant. She loves traveling, and when at home, she loves movie nights. Well, movies reminds me of when I used to do movies, but not anymore though. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let's make welcome TM Amber as she explains her role.
Thank you, TM Timothy, and hello everyone. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests in the house. My name is Amber Okpa, and I'm going to be your counter for today. Please note that my role in this particular session is to take notes of filler words, also overused words during today's meeting. So I am going to be listening for overused words such as say, or I understand, you get, and so, but most times when we give speeches, we tend to use so many words that are interjecting. So I'll be ensuring that I take note of those words so as to give my report at the end of the session. And I hope that you do relax and enjoy today's meeting. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for explaining your role to us. And the next person I'll be calling is the grammarian. Our grammarian goes by the name TM Ibukun Omisore. She is an insurance broker / fashionpreneur. She has won the Best Speaker twice. She loves having fun and meeting people. Well, I like. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome TM.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, my role as a grammarian is just to ensure the proper use of the English language. I'm going to be looking out for, pardon my driving, something happened. But today I'm going to be looking out for the proper use of language. And I'm also going to be using the word for the day. I don't mind if the word for the day can be displayed. The president? Well, the word for the day is awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Can we all repeat after me? Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
Okay, awesome sauce simply means excellent. And I said, I hope that at the end of today's meeting, we'll all have an awesome sauce time at Toastmasters today. So at the end of today, I would also be giving the report on how well we used and how many times we used the word awesome sauce. So have a great time. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, for explaining your role. And not wasting too much of our time, I'd like to go to the last role player, who is by the name, she will be the listening evaluator. I'm talking about TM Victoria Allwell. TM, she is a presenter and a writer. She joined Toastmasters in 2021 and she enjoys presentation, writing, acting, meeting new people, traveling, reading, and spoken words. Wow. Well, no wonder she looks like a Nollywood actress. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome TM Victoria. She explains her role. Over to you.
Thank you very much, TM Timothy, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Victoria Allwell, like TM Timothy just said. I'm excited to be your listening evaluator today. And one of the most important things to success in life is listening, Kelly Wessler says. And so it's very important that we pay attention and listen to what every speaker will be saying today. I believe we're going to have an awesome sourced session as we listen to every speaker. And so my role today will be to listen and also test your listening skills, test that you have listened to every speaker today by asking questions towards the end of the program to be sure that you've listened properly to what has been said by our speakers today. Thank you so much. And like I said, I wish you an awesome session today.
Thank you, Victoria, for that well-explained role. And I'll be handing over to the Toastmaster of the day. And before I do, I just want us all to relax and pay attention to, our speakers and our evaluator. So over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Timothy. That was a very good round. I'm sure everybody's relaxed, and the whole team was very energetic. Just as an overview, today's program is going to be made of 3 parts. The first part is going to be the table topics. The second part is the prepared speeches. And the third part is going to be the evaluations. So it's time for us now to go on to the table topics. And to lead us on the table topics, we have TM Slim Uli, who joined Toastmaster in 2018. She's an insurer. She's a stickler for neatness. That means she's not going to be very happy with me. And then she loves also to cook, just like TM Timothy. There must be something going on today. So I promise you an awesome sauce time. And please relax as I hand you over to TM Slim. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmasters. Thank you. Relax. The definition of relax from the dictionary, Oxford, says, make or become less tension and anxious. So I want to ask every one of us, how relaxed are you today? I need you to enjoy this section of Table Topic Master. It's not a tough one, but an interesting one. Though I've been away for a few weeks, and I want to request, please, everyone that have missed me to welcome me. Just tell me, welcome back. I missed my Toastmasters family. TM Abubakar, nice meeting you, nice seeing you.
Congratulations.
I missed everyone, my family, my Toastmasters family.
We missed you. We missed you too. Now that you've been snatched by Mr. Gideon.
Thank you so much. So my role as a table topic master is to appoint a Toastmaster or a guest, ask he or she an impromptu, simple questions that you can answer. All you do is just to relax, pay attention to the question and answer. You have less than 2 minutes to answer such questions. Are we good to go, Mr. Timekeeper? Mr. Timekeeper, are you there?
Yeah, good to go.
Yeah. I'm going to be working directly with you. You are meant to let my people know that it is time up for them to stop speaking because they have 2 minutes to speak on any topic. Though we have 3 topics, and I'll be calling on, okay, all right. I have a sister and a friend. I usually call her Lady B, but on the platform, my name is Blessing B. Blessing B, are you on? Can you come up? I need to see your face. I have a question for you to speak for just 2 minutes. Blessing B, you're online, but I need you to come up.
Hello.
Hi, Lady B, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's a bit of a shock.
Toastmasters, welcome to our meeting. Welcome.
Thank
you.
You
have number 1 to 3 questions. You are meant to pick 1 out of the 3 questions, and you will answer for less than 2 minutes. Are we good?
Okay.
Okay, what number are you picking?
Number 2.
Okay, thank you. Please enjoy yourself and have a awesome sauce, right? What's the word of the day? I saw it. Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
Just relax and enjoy yourself. So, number 2 question says, what life lesson did you learn from the hard way? What life lesson did you learn from the hard way?
Okay, I have how many minutes?
2 minutes.
Okay. The life lesson that I learned the hard way would be independence, I think. And I learned that when I lost my dad as a teenager. I had to learn to grow up immediately. But the good thing was that my dad had already prepared us. It was almost as though he expected that he would leave, early in life. So he already prepared us ahead. He had already, I remember as a teenager, he would send me to go to the post office, and the post office was all the way in Falomo, Ikoyi. As a teenager, I would have to go by public transport, even though it was a bit difficult, but he let us do all those things so that we'll be independent, And I remember that we attended a private school in primary school, and he made sure that when we were crossing over to secondary school, he wanted us to go to a public school, even though we could afford to go to a private school. So it seemed as though he was preparing us. But when he passed on, I think I was 17 at the time, I learned to quickly grow up and become independent. So I would say that that's one thing that I learned the hard way. That's a life lesson that I learned the hard way, independence. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Lady B. TM Blessing, thank you so much. That's a hustle sauce a speech that you just gave. Thank you so much. So I need someone to volunteer his or herself. Any volunteer in the house?
Ayala is volunteering here. Ayala.
Yeah,
there are 3 volunteers in the chat box.
Okay, all right. Okay, TM Florence. TM Florence, are you on?
Lawrence.
Lawrence, yeah, Lawrence.
Lawrence or Florence?
Lawrence.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I'm here.
Lawrence, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're good. So
thank you.
We have number 1 and number 3 question.
Okay, I choose number 1.
Number 1, perfect. What gets you excited about life? It's all over your face. Don't just take it back. The excitement is all over you. So what gets you excited about life?
Thank you very much, TM Slim, for that question. What gets me excited about life? Well, I will start by saying this. I want to thank my parents for giving me a very good foundation, telling me what to do to enjoy life, not just here, but after we have lived and passed on. And by the grace of God, I try to, as much as I can, to keep to those things that I was taught. So most times, in keeping to those things that I was taught, it has been difficult. It has been hard. When your parents will discourage you from moving with the wrong gang when you are younger, and then it will be a hard thing to do. But then, when I have passed those tests, and years after, and then I look back, and then discover that, yes, I was able to listen to what my parents told me, and I'm better off. And then I look at the people who I would have moved on with, and look at where they are today. I was like, God, help me to continue to live according to the tenets of what I've been taught by my parents. So basically, the teachings and the doctrines and the trainings I have gotten from my parents, from my grandparents, anytime I remember the benefits that I've enjoyed from them, it helps me to have a good outlook about the future. Despite whatever I may be facing, I know even if things are hard today, insofar and keeping to those tenets, it's just a matter of time, things will be bright again. Thank you very much. Over to you, TM Slim.
Wow, that is an awesome speech you just gave. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence, TM Lawrence. Thank you. So I want to appeal. Try as much as possible to speak up to 2 minutes. You have time to speak. Okay, not until you see the red flag before you can start rounding up with your speech. And also at the end of the meeting, we'll call winners. So the other person that is coming up to speak, try as much as possible to use the word of the day and relax, all right? So I'll be calling on one of our guests. Her name, she actually came up on the chat room to introduce herself. Her name is Fumi. Our guest, she's in the house, I can see her. Guest Fumi.
Yeah, Mayola has been raising his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Also a guest.
Yes, I'm in
I'm in the house.
Okay, TM guest Fumi, welcome to Toastmasters Club. So I have number 3 question to ask. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you relaxed?
I'm trying to be.
Okay, don't panic. It's a simple one. Number 3 question says, how would you relax if you suddenly win $2 million? How would you relax if you suddenly won $2 million? Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that question. And I have been in that shoe before because I'm a UWin awardee. I've won 10 million naira in Nigeria. And I can relate to being able to relax after winning such amount. $2 million is a lot of money. Depending on what I was meant to use that money for, I know that I would have set a good goal that I am going to be able to achieve. And one of the things that I will do is to share the good news with my family. That is going to be my first way of relaxing. The next thing will be for me to begin to share the testimonies with my friends, because I like to be amongst friends, and telling them about my own good testimony is going to lift up their spirit. So seeing other people happy for me is a way of relaxing. And finally, I will take time out to swim. I'm a good swimmer, and that is how I relax. So enjoying myself, having that swimming time is going to help me enjoy the use of my $2 million. Thank you.
Wow. A round of applause for all our speakers. They all try. Please unmute, and I want to hear a very sounding, please. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all our speakers. Congratulations to TM Blessing, TM Lawrence, and Fumi. Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you so much, TM Slim. I had an awesome time. Everywhere is hot, the energy is there, and we're also going to continue in that mode. I hope you're all relaxing. May I hear from you, please? Are you having fun? Are you relaxing? Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, we're also going to be going into voting time.
TM Lawrence, you can mute, please.
Lawrence, you can mute, please. Okay, the pool has ended. You can continue, Toastmaster. Hello. Toastmaster of the day.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Now, thank you very much for that. We'll be going over to the prepared presentations, and I'll be introducing TM Juliet. TM Juliet Okene joined Toastmasters in 2020. She's the current VPE of Total Toastmaster Club. She's an accountant by training, but she's moving into the human resource world. And she loves coaching and sewing. Let me introduce to you TM Juliet. TM Juliet, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to be here. Apologies to the topic master. I was using my hands. I couldn't really participate, but this session was awesome. The table topic session was awesome. I had fun. Your energy was in the room. By the way, I'm evaluating the topic master first because I thought she handled the session very well. You helped the audience to relax. Even the speakers were relaxed, and the topics were very, very easy. You had the mind to use the word of the day 2, 3, 4 times. I wasn't counting, apologies, but I knew I heard it twice at least. That was very, very good. What would I do differently? I struggled here for you because I thought you handled the session very well. What I probably would do differently is maybe comment on those who have volunteered on the chat box and tell them, oh, I'm going to get to you, or oh, I can't get to you. And so they don't feel like they shouldn't have volunteered at all. Apart from that, the session was well handled. Now to the speakers, quickly. Our very first speaker was Blessing T and Blessing B. And I mean, your question was, what life lesson did you learn the hard way? Your answer was very apt. The answer was independence. And you learned this from your dad. Even though he passed when you were 17, it was like he prepared you for life by making you independent from the things he made you do. So your speech was very informative because I learned a lot. It was also very emotional because it tugged at my heart, you know, right? Because you're talking about your dad that had passed, and in a good way. The only thing I would do differently for you is your camera as Toastmasters when you come for meetings, even if you are not speaking in the prepared speech session, it's always good to come camera ready just in case you're called upon. So your camera was not on, so I couldn't see your gestures and I couldn't access that. And secondly, you did not use the word of the day. At least I did not hear you use the word of the day. It is something that we are all encouraged to use, and this is an opportunity for me to use it. It is awesome sauce. It is awesome sauce. I just used it twice. Our next speaker, TM Lawrence. Well done. I loved your answer to your topic. It was what gets you excited about life. And naturally, you're always excited. So I think that was easy for you. Your camera was on and you did not use the word of the day, of course. I think you forgot that. I loved your opening. I loved your closing. And you thanked your parents, which was very good because their life lessons, I mean, your parents' life lesson, your grandparents' life lesson are what have made you what you are today, and they make you, I mean, it gets you excited about life. I loved your background. It was really nice. It kept my eyes glued to you. And like I said, I liked your closing. The only thing I will ask you to improve upon, if you can, is to use the word of the day whenever you're called upon to the lectern. The word of the day again is awesome sauce. Our third speaker, which happens to be a guest, Fumilori. Your question was, how would you relax if you suddenly won $2 million? Your answer was amazing because you're a winner and you already started having friends in the comment section. I was going to type that I was going to be your friend, but TM Gimba beat me to it. So I'm going to be your friend for the You Win grant that you won. You thanked the topic master, which was a very good way of handling your topic. And you explained that if you think of what you're going to do with the money, it will help you to relax. So you're going to spend time with family, you're going to share the funds with them, and you're going to swim. So you answered the topic well, and you went within time, and I liked your answer. Areas of improvement, if I may suggest, is camera again, I've already said that, and word of the day, which I think I did not hear you use. Apart from that, it was a great session. I had fun, I enjoyed myself. Thank you to the topic master. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, TM Juliet. That was very apt. Excuse me. That was very apt, and thank you very much. As we relax, I just thought I should also reach out. I see there are a number of guests that are attending today. We'll reach out to you somewhat before the end of this session. Thank you very much for attending. Stay relaxed and you'll have fun. Now we'll be moving over to the second part of the day, which involves prepared speeches. Here, our speakers have had time to go through their various speeches, and so they're going to talk to us about what they had done over time. And our first speaker today is TM Afoluke Afoyebi. TM Afoluke Afoyebi joined Toastmasters in March 2021. That's very recent. And I admire your guts. She works as an executive assistant to the MD in a construction company. She loves reading novels and watching movies. Her evaluator, TM Joy Cheyenne, will give us the objectives of her speech. And so over to you, TM Cheyenne.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. And a special good morning to TM Afoluke. Well done for this first step you take towards your public speaking journey. And very easily and clearly, you'd be giving your icebreaker speech. The purpose of your speech is to introduce yourself to your club and to learn the basic structure of a speech. So I congratulate you in advance, and I look forward to giving you feedback after you must have given your speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Brazil, o país de todos. I'm sure everyone is wondering this morning what it is that I just said. What I just said is a popular expression in Brazil, which means Brazil, everyone's country. In my speech this morning, I will tell you all a bit about myself, why I love Brazil as a country, and why I have chosen to speak on this topic. Good morning, Toastmaster Olukorede Adeniyi. Thank you for giving me this opportunity this morning to give this speech. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Well, my name is Afoluke Atoyebi, and I studied Portuguese and French at Obafemi Awolowo University. Point of correction, I was actually admitted to study Portuguese language, but I applied to study accounting, as accounting was my dream job. As you can imagine, I was quite unhappy when I saw my name on the list to study Portuguese language. I wondered to myself, what am I doing here? And besides, what am I going to do with this course upon graduating? I had already a national diploma in financial studies, and I'd applied to study accounting because I felt this is what I want to be in the future. But nonetheless, I decided to go ahead and study Portuguese language. But do you know what? I fell in love with the language. It sounds melodious to the ears. The rhythm, intonation, and sounds of the language are beautiful. Indeed, 1 year afterwards, when I gained admission into Unilag, I decided to reject the offer. I had already fallen in love with the language, and there was no more going back for me. Another reason why I decided to study Portuguese language is because I excelled in the course. I didn't need to struggle so much in order to gain excellent grades in the course. So I thought to myself, I must be in the right place. In my 4th year in the university, I was required to do an exchange program in Brazil. It was during this exchange program which I became fascinated with Brazil. I will give you 2 reasons why this is so. The first reason is because of the racial diversity in Brazil. Indeed, anyone can pass off to be a Brazilian. You could be white, black, yellow, brown, any color. You will fit perfectly into Brazil. So why is this so? It's because the original owners of the South American continent are the Red Indians. So they have a copperish color. Then the Portuguese came into the continent to colonize the continent and brought in with them an enormous amount of Black people as slaves to work on the plantations. Furthermore, in the 19th century, Brazil opened up its borders to immigrants. So it's quite normal in Brazil for you to find communities from countries all over the world, such as Chinese communities, Japanese communities, Korean communities, French communities, indeed, people of different races all over the world. This is one of the reasons which makes Brazil quite unique as a country. The second reason why I became fascinated with Brazil is because of the cultural diversity. As you can imagine, having a country in which you have people of different races,
with people of different races, this also means that they have also brought in with them their different cultures. It is quite interesting to see the way in which the African culture is celebrated in Brazil. I personally, as a Yoruba woman, I was pleasantly surprised to see Brazilians speak Yoruba. I saw Brazilian women just like African women. I saw African dishes sold on the streets of Brazil. I even saw a lot of Brazilian dance styles, which are replicas of African dance styles. So all these factors which I saw in Brazil made me really fascinated with the country, and I really felt at home in the country. Therefore, these two reasons are the reasons why Brazil is called everyone's country, because the racial and the cultural diversity are so profound, making it a very unique country. Now, should in case you are wondering what exactly I used these languages to do upon graduation, well, first of all, I worked in the Brazilian Consulate General, and then afterwards, I got a job as an executive assistant in a construction firm because my boss is Portuguese and he needed someone who could speak Portuguese language. So everything turned out fine at the end of the day. Currently, I'm studying to be a conference interpreter. I will be interpreting from Portuguese and French into English. This is the reason why I joined Toastmasters, as I need to work on my public speaking skills. So in the future, should you desire to do some tourism abroad, please do not hesitate to travel to Brazil. O país de todos. Thank you.
It was most of the day.
Okay, thank you. Can we give Afoluke another round of applause? I thought that was a fantastic icebreaker. Thank you. Well done, Afoluke. Our second speaker today is TM Lawrence Nolly. He joined TM in Toastmasters in 2018. He's won the best table topic speech. He's a lawyer and enjoys reading. He will be evaluated today by TM Christopher Anale, who will give us the objectives of Lawrence's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Christopher. Toastmaster Christopher, are you there? We don't seem to have him here.
Maybe you should go to the next speaker.
No, the speech objective is the same as the first speaker. It's his icebreaker. So he can begin while we get an evaluator. We get an evaluator for TM Lawrence.
Okay, TM Lawrence, over to you.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you very much, TM, for Lukarede. And also thank you so much, TM Salif Mohammed, for coming in to fill for my evaluator. That was awesome source of you. Finally, I'm getting to deliver my icebreaker speech today, 5th June, 2021. Thanks a lot to some of my good friends that I met here in Toastmasters that never gave up on me. They continually nudged me untiringly. They continually to encourage me to participate and also to make sure that I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Maybe you don't know. I first stepped into a Toastmasters meeting in the year 2015. Coincidentally, that Toastmasters club is this same Lighthouse in 2015. And then in 2018, I formally joined Toastmasters. But from then till date, I was not able to give my icebreaker speech. You may ask, why? What happened? Why did you have to wait this long? You want to know? I will tell you. But first of all, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Lawrence Nolly. I'm a lawyer, and I've been a practicing lawyer for the past 13 years. I'm a general practitioner of law, though I have special knack for criminal law defense, intellectual property law, and public interest advocacy and litigation. I have worked in government circles as a prosecutor, and I have also worked in the private sector. Currently, right now, I am working as a private legal practitioner. How did I get to know about Toastmasters? But before I go into that, I want to let you know that my practice of law stems from the love I have towards developing this country for good. How did I then get to know about Toastmasters? In 2015, I did a Google search on speaking skills and courses. When I keyed in those words, what came up? One of the things that came up was Toastmasters International. That was the first time I'm hearing and I'm seeing that word. But something prompted me to key in that word. It was a story that, or rather, it's a story that I will never forget, not even when I'm 100 years old. What happened? Sometime in 2015, I was billed to speak, or rather, I was billed to accompany my former boss to go to court for a presentation at the Court of Appeal in Abuja. My boss was to speak while I was to assist him with the paperwork. So on that fateful day in the morning, I got a call from my boss. When he called me, he informed me that for some reasons, he will not be joining me for that presentation and that I have to stand in for him. I was terrified. I was terrified. I must tell you the truth. Of course, I messed up the presentation. It was bad. It was bad not because I didn't know what to say. It was bad not because I did not prepare for the presentation. It was bad just because I lacked confidence in myself to look into the eyes of the justices of the Court of Appeal and to make my case, especially when those justices were looking at me like hawks, and then I look like their victim with their spectacles hanging on their nose. I was terrified and I messed up the whole presentation. When I came back to the office, I did list out things that I need to quickly develop in my private life and in my career life. One of those things is public speaking. So that was how I got to get involved with Toastmasters. But then, my getting involved with Toastmasters is not just for fun, but it's a life-saving attempt to save me from myself and to save me from further failure. And I started the journey. You may now ask me, why is it that you didn't start your icebreaker speech when you started the Toastmasters journey? Well, I will simply say I was looking for a perfect time to give an awesome source icebreaker. That time never came. Luckily for me, the people I have and I still have in this club, they were excellent people. They encouraged me, they gave me tasks, they encouraged me to participate in the activities. I played so much roles. I played the role of table topics master, general evaluator, accountant, grammarian, timer, name it. So all these roles that I played kind of helped me to realize what I should have realized if I started my Toastmasters journey immediately with my icebreaker. And I think that was what held me from giving my icebreaker speech. But today, I have decided to break the ice. And I want to use this opportunity to thank my first mentor who almost gave up on me, TM Itayo. I know she's no more here, she's in the US. Thank TM Salif, TM Queen, Aubrey, TM Abubakar Gimba, and a whole lot of you. Thank you and God bless you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
TM Lawrence, please could you unmute and let's give TM Lawrence a round of applause.
Awesome.
Awesome sauce times today. Who would be doing the evaluator? Would it be TM Salif?
Yes, but it's not, the evaluations comes after the last.
Okay.
But now it's time for the break.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think it's time to have a break. Let's relax. Let's walk all around. We have just 2 minutes, and I trust we'll all be back within the 2 minutes. After 2 minutes. Thank you.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Testing. Awesome sauce.
Yeah, that was awesome. These 2 icebreakers, man.
Awesome sauce.
Wow.
Awesome sauce.
Who is that just saying awesome sauce severally?
Awesome sauce.
Are they really icebreakers?
Please start counting.
That's just
icebreakers. They're not icebreakers.
They don't
These
sound like icebreakers
speech,
at all.
not icebreaker. We can't categorize these as icebreaker.
They don't sound like icebreakers.
They shouldn't
at
get
all.
They did not qualify an icebreaker as in this.
No,
don't mind them. They have more than enough expo and they presented
No. These are not icebreakers. Awesome.
Icebreaker, we always have a cold feet and.
Look at that. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's a nice one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not expecting less from a barista anyway. So you are telling us you're doing an icebreaker. Come on. That's your first speech anyway. TM Salif, it's been a while.
TM Lawrence, it took us so many years to get that man to speak. Chai. TM Lawrence.
But he's here now.
Finally.
TM Lawrence, after you've participated in a lot of roles, you're coming for an icebreaker. Okay, TM Ayoshiji, are you still a Liverpool fan or you've potted?
There, I'm still there.
You are still very loyal to the club.
Very loyal.
Okay,
Next season will be better.
You will never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
Yes, bro, for life.
You'll never walk alone.
You walked alone this season,
No, on a third chart.
We ended the season well now.
With 7 injury, with the goalkeeper scoring. No.
True. Your goalkeeper scored a header.
Yes, that's an icebreaker. Go. Awesome sauce.
Larry, be sure we are not counting this your awesome sauce during this break.
It's part of it now.
We are not counting.
No, it has to be official.
It's break time. It's not official.
I would have loved to give an what's it called? Table topic, but it was a short one.
You can now.
Because you have a lot of
in 30 seconds.
Yes.
You can give your table topics in 10 seconds now, if you want.
In 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I am that I am. I am a man. Nothing but just a man. Who am I? A man.
Guys, I think it's time.
Yeah, it's time.
Yes, your 10 seconds is up. Good one.
Yes, sir. Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster of the day.
Sorry, I was speaking to myself. I was on mute. I'm having awesome sauce times. I hope you are too.
Relaxed.
So I'll be introducing our third speaker for today. His name is TM Jube Ojomo. I hope I pronounced that rightly. I think it's from the western part of Nigeria, Edo. So if it is, I got it right. He joined TM in 2018. He's a communication enthusiast and has won several awards. Wow. His evaluator is TM Ayola Fadeyi, who will give us the objectives of TM Ojomo's speech. So I'll hand over to TM Fadeyi. Over to you, TM Fadeyi. Do we have TM Fadeyi here?
Same a while ago.
Yes, we do. You're on mute.
Okay. So over
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm handing over.
TM Jube Ojomo, you'll be delivering your okay, let me see. Okay, the title of your speech, I don't have it, but let me just deliver the purpose of this postment of your speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. TM Jube Ojomo, I'll be looking out for you to know what you've done well, what you're supposed to improve on. I wish you all the best in your speech. Thank you.
Have you noticed, like I have, that the Power Holding Corporation of Nigeria will give you power towards the end of the month when they're going to collect their bills? If you have noticed, can you wave, please? Can I see your hands? Have you been frustrated by the ever-rising bills that they give you every month? If you have, can I see your hands? Have you noticed, just like I have, or have you gotten to the stage like I have, where you just want to get off the natural grid and decide to provide yourself the power that you can afford? I'm sure if I say raise up your hands, we would all do that again. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. I am sure that 90% of us raised our hands in answer to those questions because we have similar experience with the Power Holding Corporation of Nigeria, popularly known as NEPA. Sometime in 2016, for example, I noticed that my bills kept rising towards the time that it was a Christmas holiday. You know, when you see cockroaches rising on the wall, climbing a wall, you don't notice, but you just get to the end of the wall and then it's high up there. And so my bill rose up to 17,000. In annoyance, I wrote them a letter saying, why are you giving me such a bill? I told them to come to the house to evaluate my devices against the power consumption that they had given me. At this point in time, I knew it wasn't a time to relax. It was a time to look for an alternate source of power. But I knew that using fossil fuels such as petrol would actually be for me a financial suicide. And so I had to learn about renewable energy. You must have heard about it, renewable energy. There are three things that I learned, and I'd like to show you my findings today. The first thing is, what is renewable energy? Renewable energy is energy that is gotten from a source that nature can replace. For example, water, air, and sunshine. This energy is also called clean energy or green power because it does not pollute the air or water. And so from this, we can see that renewable energy is the future. What was the second thing that I learned? I learned that there are 5 sources of renewable energy. These sources are wind energy, hydro energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy, and solar energy. Now let's go into discussing these 5 briefly. The first one, wind energy.
wind energy is gotten from a wind turbine. You want to imagine giant fans that are spinning and producing energy. They work exactly like fans, but let me say they work opposite of fans. The fans that we have in the house, you plug to electricity and it produces wind. But in this case, the wind is the one that spins the blade, and because the blades are attached to a shaft, it powers a generator, and then we get electricity. The electricity is then sent to the distribution substations and then to our houses. Can we harness this energy presently? Domestically, it will be difficult. And so let's move on to the second type of energy. Second type of energy we talked about is the hydro energy. And this one is the most commercially developed source of renewable energy. You can build a dam and then, or a barrier, and then you convert a reservoir of water into like a flowing water that you can use to spin a turbine, and that will produce electricity. The Nigerian's Kainji Dam is an example. But of course, I cannot create a dam in my house, and I doubt if you can do that. So we may not be able to harness that renewable energy by ourselves. So let's go on to the third one, which is the biomass energy. By the name biomass, I mean something that is natural material. One example is, there are many examples, but one example is cow dung. What people do is that because cow dung can give off methane, they take what we call micro turbines and machines called digesters, and they take the methane and they produce electricity from it. I do not know how that is done. I cannot get those machines right now. And I believe that if I try to get cow dung, my neighbors will probably not allow me to do that. So we will not be able to use that one right now. Solar energy or geothermal energy, our fourth source of energy. Geo comes from the word, or refers to the earth, and then of course thermal is heat. And so this is the kind of energy that is found underneath the earth. A geothermal plant, the way it works is by it taps into the stream of water underneath the ground, and then it drives an electric generator to produce electricity. Then I told myself, would I be able to harness this? It sounds very complex. I'm sure I will not be able to harness this immediately. Let us go on to the last one we're going to talk about, which is the solar energy. Solar energy, I'm sure you know, means energy coming from the sun. You would have seen many houses that have some things on top of them, like panels. Those panels are called solar panels. What they do is that they trap energy from the sun, and this energy is converted into usable electricity by the inverter. This can then be used to power our appliances immediately, or can be used to store in the batteries for use later when the sun has gone down. So this is one type of energy that I am sure you can use, and I am using it at present so that I can relax from the issue with NEPA. Why do I say you can also harness it? Because the installation is cost effective in the sense that it will always be saving you money over the time or the lifespan of your installation. For example, last year, when there was great sun before the raining season, I did not use my generator, my petrol generator, for over 3 months. The third thing that I learned about renewable energy that I'd like to share with you is that presently, it is now more acceptable all over the world, and governments are even beginning to say that if you can generate energy for yourself, what they will do is that they will pay you. And for persons who generate excess, they will also pay you for that. I do not know when the Nigerian government will do this, but in the meantime, why can't we create an awesome source home for ourselves? We can create a home where we do not have to chase after the marketer to try to reconnect us to the national grid after disconnecting us. A home where our children will not have to shout up never whenever they bring the light. What we can do is make use of renewable energy such as the solar energy. Thank you.
Let's give TM Jube a round of applause, which I see some of us are doing already. Sorry, I've been off the radar.
Thank you very much. I learned physics in a very relaxed environment. That was extremely educative, and still having awesome source times. We'll now be moving over to the fourth speaker today. This is, I'd like to talk to you about TM Ayotola Olanrewaju. He joined TM Toastmasters in 2015. He's currently the Vice President of Lighthouse Prestige, VPM, sorry. She's a dressmaker who loves reading and mirror talking. And today she will be evaluated by TM Juliet Okene, who will give us the objective of Ayotola's speech. Over to you, TM Juliet Okene. Thank you.
Thank you, the Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon once more. I know we're all having an awesome sauce meeting. I look for an opportunity to always use the word of the day, so get used to it. I'll be introducing TM Ayotola's project objective, and it's from the Persuasive Influence Manual. Now, this is a level 1, project 2, and is on understanding your leadership style. Now, the purpose of our project is 1, to identify her primary leadership style or styles, and or the leadership styles in general. Her speech may be humorous, informational, or in any format that she chooses. If you know TM Ayotola, you know that her speeches, her projects are always awesome sauce in nature. You laugh, you learn, and I know today will not be any different. So TM Ayotola, please break a leg. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
TM Ayotola, over to you.
Auto demo fair leadership style. I can imagine that people who have done this project are wondering, auto demo what? I didn't see this in my Google search. Well, relax. Here's the thing. Preparing for this project basically took me on a little journey, after which I concluded that my leadership style is 3 in 1. And to that, I coined the name Auto Demo Fair Leadership Style. Madam Toastmaster, fellow leaders, here's a question. Is there any group or organization around the world that functions without a leader? Anyone at all? Okay, so it's so much to say that every group or organization that functions as a leader, whether officially appointed or self-acclaimed. So let's jump right into it, starting by defining the parameters, leader and leadership styles. So who is a leader? I love the way John C. Maxwell explains who a leader is. He says a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And the leadership style is that person's approach to showing the way by implementing plans, motivating people, giving directions, etc. There are so many leadership styles, some of which are autocratic leadership, democratic leadership, transformational leadership, structural leadership, laissez-faire leadership, just to list a few. And in this project, I'm narrowing it down to just 3 that I relate to, and that's autocratic leadership, democratic leadership, and laissez-faire leadership style. Auto, demo, fair. I'm sure you get it now. So who is the autocratic leader? An autocratic leader is one who gives instructions, commands. He never seeks the opinion of the group. And this happens because in most cases, the autocratic leader is more knowledgeable in that field than everyone else in the group. For instance, when I had to lead 2 visually impaired friends across the road. Now, do I ask them, hey guys, do you think we should cross the road now? I simply said, Silence, please. Listen to the sound of my voice. At the count of 2, let's go. Very time saving. Although the drawback to this is if you apply this same leadership style to leading a group of creatives, for instance, that could stifle their creativity and reduce the results to a minimum or just normal. And next, the democratic leadership style. The democratic leader seeks the opinion of the group, even though he or she still maintains the final say, but it at least let them have a say. Example is when I have to supervise tailors for a task. Sometimes I basically just ask, this dress is a bit plain. I think we should jazz it up a little bit. What can we do? And then someone says, okay, we can just add glitters to it. Okay. And then someone said, maybe frills. I said, okay, I like the sound of frills. Let's just do a bit of that. And perfect. Now here, everyone feels heard and a part of the team and decision-making process. Although this can prove to be time-wasting when you're working with a strict deadline. And then moving on to the last and not the least leadership style, laissez-faire leadership style. Laissez-faire is a French word which means to allow to do, basically. And here, the leader doesn't interfere in the decision making or in what they do, just lets them make the decision and do what they have to do. Now, the laissez-faire leader in me was in play back in fashion school when I headed a group for an exhibition. Now, this was a group of super talented and self-motivated individuals who work best with little or no supervision at all. And so they just understood the brief and surpassed it. Needless to say that we had an awesome sauce exhibition that year. Well, every leadership style has its drawback, and this one is no different. Here, it could fall flat fast if anything should go wrong, because there is no one at the end of affairs to be held responsible. And that's that for the 3 leadership styles: autocratic leadership, democratic, and laissez-faire. Now, moving on. Every leadership style comes with its own flaws. And also, to be able to lead effectively, every good leader has some qualities that they must possess. And some of them are visionary and goal-driven. A leader should be able to create a good vision and have enough will to see it to finish. Next, effective communicator. It's not enough to have a good vision or a good plan. The leader has to be able to communicate this idea properly to everyone in the team so that everyone understands their role and are well aware of the goal. And then knowledgeable. You see, the leader doesn't need to know more than the rest of the group or know it all. For instance, a site supervisor monitoring a group of artisans doesn't necessarily need to know how to mix in cement or screw in a light bulb. However, he should know what the finished work should look like and or know what the process would look like. And also should be knowledgeable enough to know how an effective team and to know how to make a team work cohesively. Now, in summary, my idea of the auto-democratic leadership is in the belief that leadership is fluid and not a one-size-fits-all, meaning that the reasons that you apply each one is based on many factors, including the people being led, the time allotted, and so on. And therefore, it is up to the good leader to decide which one of these leadership styles he wants to apply for what position. Madam Toastmaster.
A round of applause for TMIO. Thank you so much, TMIO. Demo fair, auto demo fair. I love that. And we'll now be moving over to the fifth speaker of today. Our 5th speaker might need no introduction, but I mean, Given our protocols, I'll have to do it I'll have to do that. We have TM Salif Mohammed, who's our current president of Lighthouse Prestige, well known as a public speaker, coach, influencer, and he loves helping people to find their voices. He will be evaluated by TM Queen Umpubre, who would let us know what TM Salif Mohammed's objective is from this speech. So I'll be handing over to TM Queen. Keep relaxing. Thank you.
Well done, Toastmasters.
I can't hear you. Is it my network?
TM Queen, we can't hear you.
I think it's a network. Sorry for the breaking transmission.
Can we continue then?
Yeah, with the permission of the Toastmaster, can I take over this role, please?
All right, please go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Toastmaster Salif, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
You shall be speaking from the Pathways Innovative Manual, Level 2. Your speech is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. Your speech objective is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring, and it's for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. You have 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you very kindly. August 17, 2014 is a date I cannot forget in a hurry. That was the day I entered for the first time the meeting room of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club at Cisco Building, a beautiful, serene office overlooking the ocean, situated in Victoria Island behind the Silverbed Galleria. If you had been with me that Saturday morning, you would have seen the excitement on my face as I felt something great was about to happen. The Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever found something you had sought after for a long time and given up on? How did you feel? That's exactly how I felt when I finally found a club where I could build my public speaking and leadership skills. See, before this time, I was a failure in public speaking. I had missed a handful of opportunities in life and career traceable to my inability to communicate effectively. So when I registered as a member of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, a couple of months after that first visit, I made up my mind to be intentional. I made up my mind to profit, reap maximum benefit from my membership. I made up my mind to be deliberate. My first meeting as a member, the VP said to me, Salif, we're going to hand you over to an evaluator, to someone who would mentor you, who will take you through your toddler steps until you gain enough confidence to walk on your own. I said, that would be great, but can I choose my own mentor by myself? He said, sure you can. So I chose TM Femi Adelayo. TM Femi is one of the best evaluators I have come across in Toastmasters. His evaluation of any speech is a complete lesson on the elements of public speaking. I had a good time with TM Femi and with all the other seasoned Toastmasters and eloquent speakers at that time. So much that after my icebreaker speech, I decided that there was a rule in Toastmasters about one mentor to a mentee, I was going to break it. So in my subsequent speech projects, I ended up acquiring 4 mentors whom I thought had the skills that I wanted to emulate. You may be looking at me as if to say, this one is Oliver Twist's protege. You're dead right. I was hungry for change. I was intentional about my purpose. I was deliberate. So I ask you today, as a Toastmaster, what's your purpose? How hungry are you to experience change? You ought to strategize and make this opportunity of mentorship in Toastmasters be a deliberate protege. I was deliberate. Within a short time of joining Toastmasters, I was honing my skills and having a full dose of mentorship from all my mentors. I had a good time. Soon, my speeches did not only get better, I was being voted best speaker consistently in an array of good speeches by fellow Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, consistency of results is the measure of success in any desired objective. Because once can be happenstance, twice can be coincidence, but 3 times or more is definitely. I've been transformed from the Oliver Twist protege to a mentor myself by the collective efforts of the great mentors that I acquired in the course of my Toastmasters journey. Although as an Oliver Twist protege, I'm so twisted that even as a mentor, I'm still a protege to most of the veteran Toastmasters that you all know. And that's because I'm a perpetual learner. Today, I have learned a very great lesson. And that lesson is, you can't be a mentor until you first become a good protege. As a good protege, you learn and saturate yourself with knowledge and practice in your chosen mission. You deliberately hone your skills until you become a virtuoso in your chosen mission. Only then can you become a good mentor, for you cannot give what you don't have. Today, I've been transformed from a mentor, from a Oliver Twist protege to a mentor myself. Today, I have mentored a lot of Toastmasters who have become seasoned speakers themselves. I have also coached a lot of prolific speakers who have won first place continuously, consistently in international speech competitions at club level, at area level, and at division level. Results don't lie, especially when it's consistent. For once, it's happenstance. Twice is coincidence. But 3 times or more is deliberate. Friends, what's your aim of joining Toastmasters? What strategy, whatever strategy you are using to achieve that, please be intentional about it. Don't leave your progress to chance by sitting on the sidelines. Leverage on the fountain of Toastmasters mentorship program and fill your cup so it can overflow effortlessly in the long run. Be deliberate and enjoy awesome source, consistent success. For once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, but 3 times or more is deliberate. Be deliberate. The Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, TM Salif. I think he deserves a round of applause. Let's unmute and let's clap. Thank you very much for that speech. Awesome sauce times today. Thank you very much. We will be now moving over to vote, but before we vote, TM Chibuzo, do we have every speaker qualified to be voted for? Can you confirm, please? TM Chibuzo.
Okay, good afternoon once again.
Before we vote, we just...
Okay, I want to give, for there are 2 disqualified candidates or participants. They exceeded the time, unfortunately, according to my timing records. And 2 of them, the first person is TM Ojomo, spent exceeded the time, allotted time. And our amiable president exceeded the allotted time as well. So both of them are disqualified according to my records.
What are the times? What are the times? 7 minutes. How many seconds?
Did you hear me?
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I said 2 participants were disqualified based on my timing records. Yeah. The first person is TM Ojomo.
How long did he speak for?
40,
TM Chibuzo, how long did he speak for?
7 minutes, 40 seconds.
Okay.
And our amiable president spent 8 minutes, 10 seconds. Should I go over the rest of the participants?
The rest will go when you're called to give your report. But for now, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So we are voting for 3 speakers. TM Afoluke, yeah, okay, that's it. It's up there. Okay, I guess we're finished with the voting. Thank you very much. I'll be handing over to the general evaluator, TM Timothy, for the next event. Thank you. TM Timothy?
I don't think he's in the room.
So he dropped off.
Not. So I think we have to call the various role players to.
Ma, please let me use your.
So I will go ahead. Oh, who do I call?
You can start from the timer.
Okay. 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 TM Chibuzo, let's have your report.
You're on mute. You're on mute. TM Chibuzo, you're on mute.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. I want to go over the time spent by each of the participants. I'll start with the table topics. The first participant, Lady B, TM Lady B, spent 1 minute and 12 seconds. The second participant, TM Lawrence, spent 1 minute, 38 seconds. While TM Fumilori spent 1 minute, 17 seconds. For the prepared speeches, TM Afoluke Afoebi spent 5 minutes on the dot. TM Lawrence spent 6 minutes, 22 seconds. And TM Ayotola spent 6 minutes, 58 seconds. And that's about it. That's my report.
Thank you, TM Chibuzo, for that report. We'll move over to...
I can see him coming in the back. I am the general regulator. TM Timothy.
Yes.
Okay, TM Timothy, we missed you. We were already on each evaluator giving the account. We've heard from TM Chibuzo, the timekeeper, so I think we should continue with the grammarian. So over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, I'm really sorry for the break in transmission. So we go back to our counter for your report.
Sorry, Timothy, let's do the evaluations, please. Speech evaluations.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Timothy will handle it, the general evaluator.
Okay.
Toastmaster Timothy.
You said you were to do the evaluation, right?
You know, you're the one that coined the session, evaluations.
So we have...
evaluation.
TM Timothy, we need to get the various evaluators to evaluate the prepared speeches. So you should be calling TM Joy Cheyenne, Christopher, and all in that order.
So James Cheyenne, over to you. Let's move forward, please.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. I would assume that TM Timothy has introduced me. My name is Joy Cheyenne, and I will be evaluating TM Afoluke. TM Afoluke, are you there? I'm hoping that you can hear me. Congratulations on your icebreaker. A lot of people think it's easier to speak behind a computer, but I can assure you It is just as nerve-wracking as a physical one, and both kind of speeches require courage. And that is one ingredient that you have showcased more than anything else today. So I would give you my own round of applause over here. Now, you started with a phrase in Portuguese, and that got me, are we going to have a language class today? It got me interested. And your speech had the basic elements of a speech. It had an opening, it had a body, and it had a closing. And you took us on a journey, a very gentle, subtle journey as to how you found yourself studying the languages that you did. I found myself transported to Brazil. When I get to Brazil, if I get to Brazil, I know what to expect. So thank you. Your speech was very informative, as it was awesome sauce. Your facial expression was also very poignant. The times when you said you were confused, I could see confusion on your face. And also, we learned a bit of history and cultural diversity. Now, the icing on the cake for me was we're able to tell what opportunities exist for people who find themselves studying languages. I think that was very good. What would I like you to do better? I found that you were in a kind of pseudo oscillatory motion when you were speaking. If you looked at the other people that spoke today, you would find that even though they weren't moving, they were moving their hands. I think Tim Juba did justice to, gestures. So we want to see more of your gestures. We want to see more of you. Like the parts where you want to stress certain words, you can say it was beautiful stuff, that's just an example. But I want to see more of that. And then I also want to see you taking advantage of maybe ambient light. So we want to see the light beaming on your face because, like they say in Yoruba, Ojulorowa. So it's as good as we see you that we hear you beautifully. So the background and the way that the light hits on your face is also very important. What else would I like to say? Finally, I would like to say that, you said this Toastmasters journey is the icing on the cake. And I hope that it does just that, as I see that you are on the right path to greatness. So once again, I say congratulations. I look forward to see you improving. I look forward to maybe evaluating you, and well done on your icebreaker speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, TM Joy. Let me call on TM Christopher Anelli.
TM Christopher is not on this call. I guess TM Salif says he said he's going to take up the role of the evaluation.
Okay. Over to you, TM Salif.
Thank you very kindly, the Toastmaster of the day. TM Lawrence, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. A round of applause for TM Lawrence for finally breaking the ice. A round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. We knew what you could come up with. That's why we were in haste to have you begin. And it's a wonderful thing. So it wasn't surprising that when you began, you sounded confident, even from the beginning, as you made sure to compliment the Toastmaster of the day. You also began with a story, and a story, as everyone knows, is sticky. A story is a part of our DNA. You told us stories about how it was difficult for you, and your fellow Toastmasters gave you a nudge to begin. Every one of us could relate with that. After that, you introduced yourself, which is a wonderful thing because you didn't take for granted that you had been attending meetings and playing roles. You knew this was an icebreaker and you decided to introduce yourself. That's quite commendable. Like I said, I'm not surprised about your awesome performance today. This is long coming. I hope you can continue to build on it, and I'm sure you will. I can't wait to hear you talk and talk and talk and keep people at the edge of their seats. You use suspense in your commendation. In your comments, you said something happened that you will not forget in 100 years. That was suspenseful enough. In good speech delivery, you tease them before you tell them. And that's exactly what you did. We're wondering what's that you cannot forget in 100 years. You told us a story of your deep. You shared your inner frustrations with us, which can connect to any crowd at all, because we all have difficulties that we are battling with. So any story that tells about the story of the deep is a wonderful story any day. You also use the word of the day in your speech, even when it's your first speech. That's very commendable. You said something that I liked. When you were about to finish, you brought us to the present. What it meant was you were telling us a story, then you brought us to your present and finished it off. You said, today I have decided to give my icebreaker speech. You brought us to your present and the present. Quite commendable. You have done greatly. You can only build on this. Don't rest on your oars. Because for a first speech, there are no rules. You took that liberty and you still exhibited all the elements of public speaking. Well done. I look forward to more speeches. Please don't delay. I can't wait. Thank you. The Toastmaster.
Thank you, TM Salif. TM Lawrence, very well done. We'll now move over to TM Ayola Fadi, who's going to be evaluating TM Jube Ojomo. TM Ayola Fadi, I'll briefly introduce him because I can see we're really running out of time. He's a member of the Seaside Toastmasters Club. He joined in 2019. He's a petroleum engineer and he loves to listen to traditional music, awesome source times. Over to you, TM Ayola Fadi.
Thank you most kindly, TM Olukorede Adeni, our amiable Toastmaster of the day, for that short and brief introduction. Today, it's my pleasure to evaluate TM Jube Ojomo's speech, which title is Renewable Energy. Can we please give TM Ojomo an awesome source applause? First, I would like to start with your speech summary. Well, I've learned much more about renewable energy. You let us know that there are 5 major types of renewable energy, from wind, hydropower, biomass, geothermal, and solar. One thing I like about your speech is that you started with questions. You asked 3 questions. One of which is, have you noticed that PCN would only bring the bill at the end of the month, would only light up your power at the end of the month when they're about to bill you? And some other 2 questions. What this does is that it engages your audience. You also use personal stories. This makes your speech believable. You told us about a time that for 3 months, you were using energy from your solar panels. I mean, I would also want to do that if you can advise me well. You also used humor. At a point when you're describing biomass, you told us, you cracked the joke about, would your neighbors be happy with the smell of biomass, dungs, cow dungs? What humor does is that it relaxes your audience. Then your tone was excellent. At the point that you were trying to use giant ants describing turbines, and when you said spin a turbine, you stressed that for your audience to know that you are really serious there and you are describing something gigantic. Your hand gestures was very perfect throughout your speech. You use accurate hand gestures for the message you were trying to pass. At the point when you are describing fans, you also did move your hands around. What are my recommendations? Your background was contained some items that were hanged. What it does is that it reduces the quality. Your room was not well lit, so we couldn't really appreciate the whole entirety of the message you're trying to pass across to us. Next time, please, what you could do is just try and place bulbs around so that your audience could see you well, and then your image will not be dull. Then on time management, you shot above your time. I'm sure that if you have kept to your time, no doubt that you would have won the best speech of the day. Please, next time as Toastmasters, we always try to make sure that we speak in between the time allotted to us. In conclusion, you gave an awesome source speech, and you achieved the purpose of your speech, which is that the member should practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. You kept us all engaged throughout your speech. I look forward to listening to your speech next time. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, TM Ayola. That was a very apt review. Thank you for that. We'll be moving over to TM Juliet Okene, who would be reviewing TM Ayotola Olanrewaju. If you would permit me, I think I've introduced TM Juliet today. So if I could just say at least one very vivid thing that struck me about the introduction is that she's moving from being an accountant and going into HR. So let me just stop there and hand over to you, TM Juliet. Thank you.
Thank you, the Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon again. TM Ayo, I need your camera to come up, please, quickly. Wow, the time is counting. TM Ayo. I'll be clapping. Did you show up? Is she in the house? Awesome, there she is, pretty as usual. That was good. When you opened your mouth, I went like auto demo what? I did a quick search on Google. I was like auto demo, Liz, like what? Then you went on and you did your thing. I'm not surprised. You said another statement that also got me hooked. You asked, is there any group anywhere in the world that functions without a leader? I actually took a moment to think about that question. And the answer was no. So that was very good. Starting with a hook that keeps your audience engaged. You use quotes, the one by John C. Maxwell. I mean, who else to use? He's a famous leadership guru. You use a quote by him. You stated most of the leadership styles. And for a second, I thought you were going to describe all of them because there are like 8 of them. But smart lady that you are, you chose the 3, the 2 on the extreme, on each extreme end, which is the democratic and the autocratic. And laissez-faire, which is, the laissez-faire is on the extreme and then democratic is in the middle. That was very smart because if you pick all 3, all other 5 are in between. So that was very good use of time. And you talked about how leadership, all the styles have flaws, and you highlighted some skills every leader should have. They should be visionary, they should be goal-driven, they should be effective communicator and all of that. So it was really, really, really great. And in closing, you talked about how leadership is not a one-size-fits-all and how all leaders must apply each style for each situation. Very well done. So I'll go quickly over the things I think you did well in your speech. Your opening, awesome sauce. Vocal variety, awesome sauce. Your gestures and your hands, awesome sauce. Facial expression, awesome sauce again. You use stories, 1 or 2 stories, but more examples, because you're talking about the fashion thing. Awesome sauce. You use the word of the day, at least I heard it once. Awesome sauce. Now, your project topic was very interesting, and in the middle of your speech, you took time to explain that auto demo laser is actually autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire. Smart, smart, smart. Awesome sauce, not smart. Awesome sauce. Now, What are some things I would suggest you can do better? In this department, I will confess I struggled. I had to send TM Gimba a chat to say, well, you listen to that speech. What do you think she can do better? And two easily come to mind. Firstly, the position of your camera. You were almost looking down. As a seasoned speaker, you know that your camera should be up. So what you can do most times, you can support it with books and you see the camera is going up. So it's very easy to do. So see if you can put your camera at eye level. Secondly, you were standing on one spot. Your gestures, your body movement was on point. However, you were on one spot. It's not excusable for a Toastmaster. I know you were trying not to leave the camera, so you try to stay, but you can actually move while still in front of the camera. Apart from that, you met your speech objective. No, scratch that. You exceeded your speech objective. You not only told us about the leadership styles, you entertained us as well, and you kept us glued to the screen. Well done, Tia Ayo. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, thank you, TM Juliet. I think we should give a round of applause to TM Ayo. That evaluation was good, and it's also evidence of what she did. Thank you, and keep up the good work, TM Ayo. The last evaluator we have today is TM Queen Mprube. She would be evaluating TM Salif. TM Queen joined in 2016. She's the current Vice President, VPE of Lighthouse Prestige. She's a dance and fitness instructor, awesome sauce. And she loves reading and writing. TM Queen, over to you.
Well done, Toastmaster Salif, for that speech. Well done. Great job. In that speech that was aptly titled, Be Deliberate, you shared your journey as a protege. And you definitely have achieved the goals for this speech, which was to define what Toastmaster sees mentorship as and to share your experience. One tool that I think you used very well was vocal variety. You showed enthusiasm and excitement, especially when you spoke about your first Toastmaster meeting at Cisco. I know it was overlooking the waters. It was very peaceful. And you also infused humor as you told us about how you were the Toastmaster with not one, not two, not three, but 4 mentors, which of course earned you the title of the Oliver Twist protege. In your speech, you had your hands gestures used. However, they were below the eye level, so we're not able to see part of it. And sometimes we only saw a glimpse of your hand gesture. So that was something that you could have done better with. Also, there were times where you hesitated, paused for a bit, and seemed to try to catch your thoughts. And I think that was reflective that your speech needed a bit more time to rehearse and to practice, and perhaps having not notes beside you, but just having your main points in your mind so that you could also just catch your train of thought wherever you missed them. So there was need for a bit more rehearsal with your speech. And also you had really good quotes. There was a really good quote that you used. However, this was repeated twice. And I think that was also a sign of the rehearsal and the structure of your speech. Perhaps your speech wasn't as structured as I expected it to be.
It was deliberate.
It was deliberate, okay. Hence the title of your speech, Be Deliberate. Okay, but I think that the speech could have had a bit more structure. And of course the timing, which I didn't see the timing cards for you while you were speaking, to be honest. But of course there's room for improvement in terms of timing. Still, I'd like to repeat your quotes, which was very much in alignment with your message. If it happens once, it can be said a happenstance. If it happens twice, it can be called a coincidence. But if it happens 3 times, it's deliberate. And I hope you keep being deliberate in your growth as a speaker and as a leader. As an Oliver Twist protege, you have come full circle and have become an Oliver Twist mentor with many mentees. And I look forward to more of your work and your growth. The Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you very much, TM Queen. I thought that was a hard nut to crack, but you actually cracked it well. Thank you very much. I would hand over to TM Timothy as we continue with the evaluations. Thank you. TM Timothy? Okay, yes, we're here. TM Timothy, we can't hear you.
You are struggling to hear TM Timothy.
We can't hear you.
In the meantime, I want to launch the poll for evaluation.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Much better, much better.
TM Timothy, can you hear us?
TM Corey, you can continue since his mic is not that good to avoid it.
Okay. So can we have the grammarian, please?
It's TM Ibukon.
Hello, TM Victoria.
TM Ibukon.
We can't hear you. TM Victoria, we can't hear you. You have to unmute.
Okay.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. It's been an awesome session thus far. I'm sure you were able to learn one or two things. I learned quite a few things as well. And so I have 7 simple questions set for us based on the listening evaluation role that I'm taking. And so I would like us to answer promptly because of time. So the first one I have is, what are the 3 leadership styles mentioned by TM Ayotola?
Democratic, laissez-faire, autocratic.
Laissez-faire.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now, another person apart from TM Jube Ojomo mentioned 5 major types of renewable energy. Who was that?
TM Jube Ojomo.
No, apart from him, somebody else mentioned
myself. Ayola Fadil.
What's yourself? Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Okay.
Why should you?
All right. So the other question is, I was hungry for change. I was intentional about my purpose. I was deliberate. How intentional are you about your purpose? Share this.
TM Salif.
Great. Well done. Well done. Now, one of the definitions of a leader mentioned by TM Ayotola, as stated by John C. Maxwell, is what? A leader is one who...
A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way.
Great. Well done. Now, what life lesson did guest Fumi learn in a hard way? And at what age did she lose her dad?
17.
Independence. Independence, and she was 17.
17.
Yeah, well done. What relaxation technique did TM Abubakar emphasize on to stay refreshed and energetic?
Sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep now.
Great.
You don't even need to listen to his speech to know. Sleep
All
and
right.
food.
Okay, great. Now, sleep was the major one he emphasized that. Okay, now the last question is, what country did TM Afoluke recommend that we travel to for tourism?
Brazil.
Thank you so much. It's been an awesome source session, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Victoria. That was beautiful. Thank you. Awesome source times. Can we quickly go over to the grammarian, TM Ibukun?
I'm not sure if she's on this call.
Okay, what about the our counter, TM Ambaopa?
She's here.
I can see her, so I'm sure.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
All right then, thank you. Hello everyone, and I hope you've had an awesome source time here with us. So I'm about to give my report for today, and I will start with I will start with TM Jules. TM Jules had about 3 filler words, and then TM Afolake had 1, TM Jube had 1, TM Salif had 3 filler words, and he had 1 long pause. The filler word is 2, so he used 2 several times. TM Lawrence had 3 filler words, and TM Blessing had 5 filler words. She used the words you know about 5 times. TM Slim had 3 filler words, and TM Timothy had 2 filler words. Generally speaking, there were less people who had so many filler words, but our winner for today is actually our Toastmaster for today, TM Adeni. And you used filler words. You used the filler words about 20 times.
We keep learning.
Words like
we keep learning. Thank you.
Each, and again about 20 times. So congratulations to you. I'm looking forward to improving.
So what do we say? Don't do it again.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that again.
Not again. Not again. I get that loud and clear. Thank you very much. TM Amber, thank you. Now it's time for us to announce the winners. TM Abubakar.
Yes, ma. I've shared it to you. Okay, it's on your chat box.
Check your private chats.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Just landing here. Okay, for the table topics, this really is an exciting meeting for me today. Awesome source, exciting times. Our table topic winner is our guest, and I hope she's still around, guest Fume Lori. Shout out to guest Fume Lori, please. Round of applause for her. Is she here? Our best evaluator. Sorry, my phone just keeps going off. Our best evaluator for today is TM Juliet Okene. Shout out to TM Juliet Okene. Oh my God. Just a minute, please. And the best speaker of the day. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to do my icebreaker next. TM Afoluke Atoyebi, congratulations.
Thank you everyone.
So my job is done today. Thank you so much for your cooperation and with the for the next.
Sorry, you hand over to Juliet, please. Juliet will hand over to President.
Don't worry, I'll take it over.
Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, fine. Thank you. I think we have had an awesome source meeting today. Our time is really fast spent, but I'd like to thank all the various role players, right from the started at ARMS to the Toastmaster of the day, who I believe was playing this role for the first time, and all the various role players. And you see, that is what Toastmasters is all about. You come here to play different roles, to give your speeches, participate in ESCOs, give leadership, take part in leadership roles to improve on yourself. Toastmaster Afoluke, for instance, won the table topics, won the best speaker for today, an icebreaker. Toastmaster gives you the platform to come and give your speeches in an environment that we don't have to judge you, make mistakes. In fact, if you're not going to make mistakes, don't even come here at all. So you have to come here, make your mistakes, and you will improve. But without wasting too much time, I will jump right into the announcements for today. And the first announcement is the next meeting, we are going to have our induction. We'll be inducting the new members. And at the same time, we are going to have change of guard. And what that means is this: Toastmaster has what we call the calendar year. The current calendar year where we are started July last year, July 2020, and it would end June 2021. So by July 2021, another EXCO would lead the two clubs. So in case you're a guest, there are two clubs meeting here: Lighthouse Toastmasters and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. So change of guard means the ESCOs that have been in the club for the past 1 year, we have to hand over to the new ESCO that will take up the club from July 2021 till June 2022. So at the next meeting, we have a change of guard. I'll also be inducting the new members. Now, the second meeting is this: for the past 1 year, we have been having our meetings virtually, but I think it's high time we move back to our physical meetings. So we've been trying to get a venue. Our current host, INLAX, have not resumed in their office. So as a result of that, we've been able to move back to physical meetings. But we really want to move back to physical meetings. So we are throwing this open now. In case anybody who has an office in VI can allow us have our meetings in a conference room or in their meeting room, preferably not preferably, we don't have a choice, on Saturday. So we normally meet first and third Saturdays of every month. So we are looking for anybody that can maybe help us talk to their management. We don't even mind coming over to come and talk to them. We need a space that can sit about 20 to 30 people for the meetings, first and third Saturdays. If you have such a space or office space in Victoria Island, please, you can reach out to any of the EXCO members, either the EXCO members in Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters or the EXCO members in Lighthouse Toastmasters, so that we can resume this physical meeting. And the plan is we intend to have a blend of the meeting, so physical and virtual. So you have to prepare. When you're giving speeches, you are talking physically to people, and at the same time, you can take questions from people participating virtually. So I think in a way, COVID has helped us to prepare. But that being said, that's the second announcement. I also like the new members. So if you're a guest, if today is your first time of joining this meeting, please, we would like you to turn on your camera, unmute your microphone, and tell us your name, your name, how you got to know about this meeting, and how you found this meeting. So please, for the guests in our midst, kindly turn on your camera, unmute your microphone, and tell us how you found the meeting, what your name is. So do we have any guests in the house?
Rotimi, there's a guest behind you.
So for the guests, there's also a link. There's a link in the chat box. You can click on that link and fill in your details there, your first name. Please, the guests in the house, kindly, we have today we have quite a number of guests in the house.
Jules, are you sure you're not a guest?
There's a guest behind him, Joy Cheyenne, as well.
Okay, you can track all those guests.
Okay, I think I'll have to start calling out guests. People, names that I'm not familiar with. So I'm not sure. Victoria, are you a guest?
No way. I took my.
No, not you. Victoria Adekombi.
Victory, you mean?
Sorry, Victoria Adekombi. Victoria Adekombi. No, at all. If you're a guest, please can you turn on your camera, unmute your microphone? There are guests in the house. Okay, we're not okay. Yes, Victory. Okay,
yeah,
yes,
Victory is here.
Victory is here. Please let's meet you.
We have Ifeoluwa Oshodi as well. When we're done. We have Halimat.
And let's start with Victory.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, I'm not familiar with introductions, so I'll just say good afternoon to every Toastmasters here. I hope that's okay. Okay, my name is Victory Adekombi, and I'm a diction coach. I teach people to speak eloquently, and I'm new here. So, thank you.
So how did you find the meeting?
Okay, so I was just randomly checking online on Google. I checked on Google on Toastmasters Club, and then I saw various clubs, and I just clicked on Lighthouse. That's how I found myself.
Okay, nice meeting you, Victory. Okay, which other guests do we have in the house? Halimat Musa. Halimat Musa, do you mind turning on your camera, unmuting your microphone, and introducing yourself to us? If you're not comfortable with that, please, there's a link in the chat box. Kindly click on that link and fill in your details. A member of the club reach out to you after the meeting. What about Toyin Sanusi? I don't know if you're a guest. Toyin Sanusi, Ifeoluwa Oshodi. These are names that are not. That was your screen.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I don't know if let me try turning on my camera. Okay, so this is not my first time here. It's my third time. Okay. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here. I always have an awesome sauce time, rather.
Yes.
Sorry, that's quite a mouthful. I always have an awesome sauce time, and I hope to be a full member one of these days. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Who else do we have in the house? I think that's about it.
Yes.
Halimat.
No, Halimat. Okay. I called Halimat earlier.
Halimat Musa.
Yes.
Duola.
Toyin Sanusi.
Toyin Sanusi.
All right.
Okay, so you can also just click on the link in the chat box, fill in your details. Then the member of the membership team will reach out to you afterwards. If you are not comfortable introducing yourself, that's fine. Okay, in the absence of that, I think by the past conferred on me as the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, I hereby adjourn this meeting. So the date is that 19th of June 2021. That will be the last meeting for this Toastmaster year. Thank you all.
Toastmaster Rotimi, one last thing, please. Toastmaster Jules would like to speak for a minute.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rotimi, Toastmaster Gimba.
Sure.
Good afternoon, everyone, again. I always do that when I have to, when I come to the lectern. I would like to, first of all, thank the Toastmaster of today, TM Olukorede, for that awesome source coordination of today's meeting. Well done. I had fun, and I'm surprised to hear that today is your very first time as a Toastmaster of the day. You were an awesome source. I hope you can use it for now. If you can't manage it, I guess it's fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, I have a dream. It's a speech that was delivered by Martin Luther King Jr. in 1963. Now, in that speech, he called for an end to racism in the United States of America. The speech was delivered to over 250,000 men and women on the steps of Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The speech was a defining moment in the history of civil rights movements all over the world, and arguably the most memorable speech of all time. Now, I have a question for the House. How many of us would say confidently that they have gained, they have been impacted by Toastmasters International? By show of hands. Only those who have been impacted. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Toastmasters International has impacted my leadership as well as my public speaking proficiency. Now, a lot of us are almost like Martin Luther King Jr. because he was influential when he spoke. Now, what I don't want us to be like Martin today. I want us to be like the people who, by word of mouth, invited over 250,000 people to be at that Lincoln Memorial for that speech. Because there was no WhatsApp at the time, there was no Facebook ad at the time. So people that came for that speech were invited by word of mouth. The same plea, the same responsibility I bring to your doorstep today. We are all Toastmasters and we have gained from this great organization. It is time for us to spread the good news to in our circle of influence, our circle of concern, people we know, friends and family, on how amazing or what an awesome source the Toastmasters organization is. Now, a project team has been constituted by the president, TM Salif Mohammed, and is made up of 4 of us. Of course, he has an overview function. And the 4 of us are myself, of course, TM Ayo, TM Queen, and TM Gimba. Now, my plea today is that we're going to come to your doorsteps to help us increase the numbers, the membership of this great organization. So we're going to be coming to your DMs, and we know, as usual, you'll be supportive and we expect your collaboration. Most of us have renewed our membership, so the next stage of the project is to increase membership drive. So I want us to be like the 250,000 people invite us, people that invited those people, and tell people about how awesome Toastmasters International has been to you with regards to your leadership and your public speaking journey. Thank you for your time. Back to you, the President TM Rotimi.
What an awesome source speech.
Yes, we can
for
say
membership
that.
drive.
No, the meeting has come to an end. Okay, let me stop.